I don't know if it's gonna be at the Super Bowl or not, but they
Mhm.
dropped a Jurassic World trailer, Jurassic
I
World
imagine it is.
Dominion. Yeah. Um, I thought it looked cool, I guess. It's got the original cast back.
Mhm. Yes. Yes, Sam Neill is back, Laura Dern's back, that's really fun. Um, I find that I liked, the portions of the movie when they're back on the, island far more compelling than running through streets and having dinosaurs out in the real world. I don't know why, there's something about that
I
that always feels
Yes,
off.
I agree.
Just
I
not
agree. I
not as well
completely
done.
because it's like The Lost World. I love that movie despite its flaws, but I
Mhm.
kind of like whatever by the ending because
Yes.
they're coming into San Diego there and stuff. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah,
So,
it just doesn't feel it somehow feels like the magic of it is lost, like you believe that you're, like, in a place where dinosaurs exist, and somehow
yep,
seeing them just, like, on the streets is just like, "Oh,
sure.
yeah."
I I I love Jurassic Park. Big
Mhm,
big fan of Jurassic Park.
mhm,
And I see a lot of good in a lot of them. Jurassic World is kind of a mixed bag for me,
mhm,
but part of the issue that seems to be getting a little more tough to swallow is so part of the reason I don't like them in a metropolis area or a modern setting is they're not really the same threat.
mhm,
When you're in the wilderness, you're in their
mhm.
territory. You are no longer the apex predator when you have like no resources and you're in some place you don't know and it's rain's pouring down on you. Then it's an amazing story of man versus nature.
Mhm.
When you put it in the streets of some place, the National Guard just gets rolled in and
Right,
all the dinosaurs are killed.
right,
Like
it's
that's not
diminished, the threat is
yeah.
diminished, yeah.
And so it's unrealistic to have all these. I think they show it in the trailer. They're flying a plane, and for some reason, the pterodon is going to attack the plane, rip it apart, and they're going to crash land. It's just I know they want to sell this idea, kind of that, and Jeff Goldblum states it in. I think his character does in the trailer, or maybe it's Sam Neill. I don't know, but about how we are. We're not in control of nature. We're subject to it, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
think that's Jeff Goldblum, yeah.
yeah, and I love this idea and I agree, but not with dinosaurs. Because dinosaurs are just creatures and we have tanks and rocket launchers and machine guns and
Mhm.
all kinds of like nerve gas and whatever. They're not a threat.
Yeah.
If it's so it's just it diminishes and also it diminishes the authenticity of the creatures when they just attack because
Yes.
it's just like any animal. They get freaked out. Maybe they attack because they're freaked out. Otherwise, they fly away or run away
Right,
or whatever. It's
right.
not like, well, I'm just gonna chomp the neck of every person that comes towards me and then leave them. You
Right.
know. So I know there is some difference
Well,
with the genetic.
yeah.
Oh, it's hunting for sport, and some of the things they do later. But
Well, and I think that works, but again, when you limit it,
yeah,
I mean, it harkens back to what we were just talking about with Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm fine with original characters when they're limited, or a character that stands in for the audience when it's limited. Again, here you have to like limit some of that. You can't just like apply it to every creature because then it doesn't feel like a threat anymore. It's like
right.
everybody has it. It's whatever. It's just commonplace now. Um, so yeah, so I mean, some of those things just feel the effect feels diminished when you use it too often and too
Yep.
liberally. Um, like you said, a majority of these dinosaurs as animals would be hunting for food, reacting to immediate present threats, wouldn't just go hunting around just, oh, you're kind of near me. I kind of don't
Yeah.
like it. Gotcha. Um,
Hmm.
Also, these animals sometimes seem to be taking on things that are larger than themselves, which
Yeah.
like when you were talking about the plane sequence, I was just like, "Really? I don't feel this." I feel like, they would be taking on maybe like a tiny private plane, one of those little puddle hoppery kind of things.
Mhm.
That feels, scary. You don't feel very protected. This plane was like, I don't know, it was like older, but still sort of somehow military issue kind of
Some
thing.
sort of cargo carrier, yeah.
Yeah, seemed a little bit sturdier, a little bit bigger, and it just felt unrealistic that this would be happening. So yeah.
The pterodons would just fly next to it. They just, like, form up, probably. It wouldn't
Well,
be
like
like
they I mean, we were treated to that at the end of, the original
yeah,
Jurassic Park
exactly.
where they're just
Right,
like, "Cool,"
yeah. And that's
you know,
the idea we
"glide
get
along the
is,
water with
it
us." Yeah.
is it more likely even there's some, like, okay, we're making them monsters, but yeah, it's much more limited, you
Right.
know? And you can imagine some things liking to stalk their prey, and that kind of thing. But I think of the first Jurassic World, the pterodons get out and they're all just like going and picking up people and all stuff. It's like, are you kidding me? They go look for some fish.
Right.
Like avoid all this noise.
Right.
So
Or they'd, I mean, I don't know, like hunt in a pack or something. Like 5 of them would, take like a small person and, carry him
yeah.
off. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like,
Take the
y-
children. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, sadly,
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
but that's even more plausible than, I
Yeah.
just remember like the babysitter chick who looks after the kids and that, and she's just like suddenly carried away by one of them. She's like a
Yeah.
grown ass adult,
So what are you
way
gonna do with that
larger,
person? Yeah.
and then the pterodon just like drops her, and you're like, okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was for
Just
what?
that he just was a malicious animal and wanted to kill a person. That's what
Right.
it is.
Wanted to
So
feed his buddy in the sea
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Ah, delivery. Yep.
Delivery service.
Snack.
Dino Uber.
Yeah.
Uber
Yep.
Eats.